news at 1. FCT Minister issues a 14-day ultimatum to land use violators. A fractional group of the PDP inaugurates a new board of trustees. And Halal Children's Home holds solidarity work to spread love and hope to the less privileged. Glad to have you join us on the 1 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity station. I am Abdullah Hajia. Let's begin from the FCT administration, where the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has granted defaulters of the land use and purpose clause of properties in Asokoro, Maitama, and Garki and Wuse districts a final grace period of 14 days to comply with the terms and conditions of the approval for land use change and conversion or face legal action. In a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the Minister on Public Communication and Social Media, Lere Olayinka, the defaulters now have 14 days from Tuesday, November 11, 2025 to pay a violation fee of 5 million naira and other applicable fee for land use change and conversion or face enforcement actions by the administration. The affected streets and locations are Ghana and Usama Streets in Maitama District, Yakubu Gowon Crescent, Asokoro District, Aminu Kano Crescent, and Adetokumbo Ademola Crescent in Wusetu District, Ladokia Tola Boulevard, Gimbia Street, and Onisha Street in Garukitsu District. Others are Ogbomosho Street, Lafia Close, Yola Street, Ariba Close, Lentata Street, Ringim Close, and Ilorin Street in Garuki 1 District. All affected allottees and holders of properties who, without approval, converted the land use of their properties on the approved list on the above listed streets and locations, having violated the terms and conditions of grants of the rights of occupancy, are hereby given 30 days from Wednesday, 12th of November 2025 to pay a violation fee of 5 million naira, the statement concluded. Now, away from that, the Halal Children Home, alongside compassionate Nigerians and supporting partners, have organized a 5-kilometer solidarity walk to promote love, restore hope, and advocate for orphans and out-of-school children. Shamsuddin Usman has the details.
In every child's eyes, there's a story of love, wanting to be found, a future waiting to be written. But for many children, orphans, abandoned and out of school, that story is paused by hardship and silence. Today, the Halal Children's Home chose not to look away. They chose not to just care, but to act. From Al-Nur Masjid, hearts united, feet began to move. Voices began to rise, not in protest, but in hope. A 5-kilometer walk through Ademola Adetokumbo Avenue, Wusetu, and surrounding neighborhoods. Not just a journey on the road, but a journey into the conscience of a nation. Men, women, youth, different voices, one message as they chant. Foster a child today. Take orphans and vulnerable children off the streets. At the finish point, emotions ran deep as Ustaz Abdullah Musa Abdullah reminded participants to see every vulnerable child as their own.
If each and every one of us can adopt this method of sponsoring one individual, you don't have to take them to private school if you don't have the money, but there are government schools you can, at least the child has education.
We should all look around ourselves. How can we help? We're not talking about only Halal Children's Home. This is a nation that we all have to build ourselves. So open your hearts, open your homes, take these children in. Even if you can't take them in, look at who can you sponsor.
At Halal Children's Home, the way to a child's life is by showing love. And we all know that the heart is what represents life.
And because only a healthy heart can care for others, A free medical checkup was provided for participants, a gentle reminder that compassion must start from within.
Keeping fit is one of the basic things in life, which Islam also approves, that once you're fit, you'll be able to go around your normal daily activities.
Through this outreach, Halal's Children's Home continues to champion a loud, clear message that compassion is everyone's duty, inclusion is everyone's responsibility, and every act of kindness rewrites a child's story. In Abuja, Shamsuddin Usman, NTA News.
Let's talk education. For Nigeria to fully benefit from the gains of education, it must strengthen ties with other countries to share knowledge, culture, and build trust for a more advanced learning system. That was the submission of the guest lecturer, Isaac Parashina, at the 7th Special Lecture Series of Nasarawa State University, Kefi. Nguse Peve reports.
Nasarawa State University Kefi has put machinery in place to use education as a tool for developmental achievements, both for the institution and Nigeria as a whole. This is seen manifesting during the 7th Special Lecture Series of the academic institution, delivered by Isaac Parashina, Kenya High Commissioner to Nigeria. The envoy encourages the university to leverage on the gains of education by strengthening ties with other countries, most especially African nations, for mutual benefits.
Education is a form of diplomatic capital. It's a strategic asset that shapes narratives, builds relationships, and extends a nation's influence in the global arena.
Vice-Chancellor Nasarawa State University Kefi, Professor Sadatu Hassan Liman, promises to elevate the profile of the Fountain of Knowledge with the global community through more partnerships and linkages.
Here today we celebrate the power of education to bridge borders, foster understanding, collaboration and partnerships to drive development.
Theme of the lecture is leveraging education as a diplomatic capital, pathways for strengthening Kenya-Nigeria collaboration. From Kefi, Nguse PV, NTA News.
Staff of the Federal Capital Territory Internal Revenue Service have honored the acting executive chairman, Michael Ango. At a symbolic event, the staff described Michael Ango as a reformed-minded leader who has repositioned the service towards excellence and institutional growth. The FCT IRS boss expressed gratitude to the staff for the honor, noting that he was pleasantly surprised by the turnout and the warm reception, reaffirming his resolve to build an organization that prioritizes staff welfare, professional growth, and service excellence. He, however, reveals his administration's plans to introduce a fully automated merit-based promotion examination system, improve working conditions across tax offices, and procurement of staff buses to ease transportation challenges faced by staff. Now, despite the initial legal hitches, the 2025 elective National Convention of the People's Democratic Party will hold the purported suspended national chairman of the PDP, Umar Damagun, disclosed this at the 83rd meeting of the Board of Trustees of the PDP, which set up a 6-man committee headed by Ambassador Hassan Adamu to reconcile all aggrieved factions in the party. Timothy Yusuf reports that the factional acting national chairman of the PDP, Mohammed Abdurrahman, at another meeting says the Ibadan elective national convention is cancelled. His report.
That oath of office and allegiance administered signals a new chapter for this factional group of the opposition People's Democratic Party, PDP, who after extensive deliberations elected Senator Mao Habunwa and Isa Ansidi as chairman and secretary of the Board of Trustees of the party.
Thank you,
the new BOT chairman reiterates his confidence in the ongoing efforts to restore internal order, discipline, and constitutional adherence in line with the judgment of the Federal High Court. He directs all organs and officers of the party to ensure full and immediate compliance with the judgment. He also affirms his support for the conduct of a credible, transparent, and inclusive national convention, provided all pre-convention processes strictly adhere to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, the Electoral Act, INEC guidelines, the party's constitution, and the judicial pronouncement of the Federal High Court. These and more form the communique read after the stakeholders meeting.
In recognition of this statutory role, the newly reconstituted board pledges to serve as the conscience and stabilizing moral compass of this party, ensuring that fairness, justice, and internal harmony guide all actions of the leadership at every level. The board noted that the immediate past BOT chairman, Senator Adolph Mwabara, the secretary, Senator Ahmed McCarthy, haven't publicly taken positions in the ongoing intra-party crisis, can no longer continue to serve in their previous capacities in order to preserve the neutrality, integrity, and moral authority of the BOT.
The PDP factional national chairman Abdurrahman Muhammad says the moment is a symbol of the party's rebirth, urging all members to unite for a common goal.
We have come together not merely to inaugurate a new board of trustees, but to renew our faith in the ideals that give birth to this great political family. For justice, fairness, inclusivity, and respect for the rule of law.
The party, however, promises to conduct congresses with fairness and integrity. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
That was Shaibu Onoze's reports on the swearing-in of the new Board of Trustees of the factional members of the PDP, and not Timothy Yusuf. Moving on, you're watching the news at 1 on Unity Station NTA Channel 5 Abuja. There will be more reports on humanitarian and the media. You stay with us.
Good evening, glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
Unity Station NTA Channel 5 Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Glad to know you're still there. Now, in a bid to alleviate the hardship and support vulnerable families, the DX Tune Foundation, a non-governmental organization, has distributed food items to the less privileged residents of Kapua community in Lugbe. The outreach is part of the foundation's commitment to improving the welfare of underprivileged groups and fostering a spirit of compassion and social responsibility. Isaac Jibo brings us details.
The DX Tune Foundation says the gesture aims at providing relief to families struggling with the rising cost of living.
When I heard that they want to come and bless some, I was very happy, and I'm happy now that they have come, and this thing is going far, and people will bless their company.
Speaking during the outreach, representatives of the foundation said the gesture reflects their commitment to promoting compassion, reducing hunger, and uplifting vulnerable members of the society. They emphasized that the foundation remains dedicated to improving the well-being of less privileged Nigerians through sustainable intervention.
DS Tune it's so popularly known for its musical concepts. Again, like if you look at last month, DS Tune was in Benue. Last week, DS Tune was in Lagos. Last 2 weeks, DS Tune was yet in Abuja at Jai Aziz This is just to mention but a few.
Beneficiaries of the program expressed gratitude to the foundation for the timely intervention, noting that the food items will go a long way in padding the effect of the current economic hardship.
We thank God for those people that come share something for us, because we really need them with my people here.
I say thank you. As they remember us, God will remember them.
As the leader of the widows, I want to say thank you. May God Almighty God bless them and replenish them.
The outreach brought smiles to many faces and reinforced the call for collective effort towards addressing social welfare challenges in communities. In Abuja, Isaac Jibo, NTA News.
Media practitioners in Nigeria have been encouraged to embrace the use of the artificial intelligence AI as the technology of the now and the future in their journalism practice for effective reportage. Seasoned media practitioner Amos Dunia stated this while delivering a lecture at the 2025 NUJ FCDA Information Chapel Press Week celebration. Yours sincerely reports. It's been a long week of activities carefully planned by the NUJ FCDA Information Chapel, occasioned by the 2025 Press Week. Medical checkup for members commenced the celebration, and intervention to a nomadic school followed. And the climax was a sensitization and awareness lecture with focus on leveraging artificial intelligence for effective journalism practice, prospects and challenges, where seasoned media practitioner Amos Dunia encourages his colleagues in the pen profession to move with the time to stay relevant in a profession that he said has become intensely competitive.
The way technology is taking over every aspect of our lives, journalism inclusive, we just have to key in if we want to remain in practice. Because without keying into artificial intelligence, we may automatically lose out, and it will not be proper for us to lose out. The fears can be managed, but bottom line is that we need AI more than AI needs us.
The message we are bringing today, especially to journalists, that we should try to strike a balance from the human creativity, not to allow AI to steal the creativity in journalism, but also allow AI to complement the effort in journalism.
Ethical standards such as truth, credibility, objectivity, and being unbiased, he said, should be upheld. The acting executive secretary of CDA, Engineer Richard Dauda Yunana, in a message, enjoined members to be transparent and accountable. Head of Public Relations, FCDA, and the chairman of the NUJ FCDA Information Chapel, Felicia Anthony Okoro, believe the program remains a veritable platform to make impact.
Have a management that is geared towards ensuring that this body operates and gets all the support that it requires in order to be able to deliver.
Over 200 people were checked, ranging from ophthalmology to internal health and all that, and people were happy. Nomadic school was identified that was lacking most of the amenities that children need for the conducive learning. So we were able to reach out.
The occasion was also used to appreciate partners and outstanding members for pushing the chapel to greater heights. The Equipment Leasing Registration Authority, ELRA, has embarked on an awareness campaign aimed at promoting understanding of equipment leasing operations and their benefits to businesses and the economy. The campaign seeks to enlighten stakeholders on regulatory compliance, financing opportunities, and how leasing can drive economic growth. Isaac Jibo reports.
The Equipment Leasing Registration Authority, ELRA, has intensified efforts to promote understanding of equipment leasing through an awareness campaign. The exercise aimed to educate stakeholders on the benefit of leasing as a financial option and its contribution to national development. ERA officials highlighted the agency's mandate as a regulatory body established by an Act of National Assembly under the supervision of the federal government. The event featured an interactive session with discussion on leasing procedures, registrations, and financial opportunities.
It is there to make every Nigerian to be very productive, to have that power, to give you that power of the economic power to do your businesses. In short, with ERA, you are protected. Both the lessors and the lessees, they are well protected in their transactions.
This is a very dynamic, strategic reform of the present administration, talking about the renewed hope agenda to energize, strengthen, and create a more resilient economy.
With this act right now, the whole world can see down that Nigeria has a regulation that governs leasing, and as such, we should expect foreign direct investment from international bodies and foreign countries. And locally, our citizens are now encouraged to go into leasing practice.
Participants commended ERA for strengthening confidence in equipping leasing operations.
It's very significant because I now know the procedures and the processes of what to expect if I'm to purchase an equipment, or if I'm to partner with a company or any contractor in the future.
So the equipment leasing of tractors really interests me. I learn a lot. I am so happy to be here. So I pray that government will not go back on their promise. If we come to lease their equipment, they will not give us price.
The engagement provided a platform for deeper understanding and practical insights as stakeholders commended ERA for its proactive initiative. In Abuja, Isaac Jibo, NTA News.
It is the end of an era at the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, AEPB, as the director, Brahima Osilema, bows out of active service after 35 years of meritorious service to the nation. Asibe Williams has the details.
After 35 years of dedicated service to the Federal Capital Territory and the nation at large, the director of the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, Brahima Osilema, officially retires. At a brief but colorful ceremony held at the AEPB headquarters in Abuja, staff, friends and well-wishers gathered to celebrate the achievements of a man described as a thorough professional, a visionary leader and a mentor to many.
I wish him good luck, and I wish that God will place him at a higher place than where he is today.
I wish him good. He's entering a new phase of his life, so I wish him the best.
All his efforts that he has made for the past 35 years, I wish God will reward him and open more doors for him to impact humanity more.
The outgoing director, Brahima Osilema, expressed gratitude to God, the FCTA leadership and his colleagues for the opportunity to serve.
And now with the present minister, His Excellency Nelson Wike, if you see the road infrastructure being put in place, this has also greatly enhanced our operation regarding waste management, because our conveyance trucks are able to move faster. They are able to move into areas ordinarily we're not able to go before because of the road infrastructure that we have. So it's work in progress. And as you go around Abuja today, you'll agree that it's a city that is fast developing, that can compete with any modern city in the world.
With his retirement, Brahima Osilema leaves behind a legacy of professionalism and commitment to public service, one that will continue to inspire officers within and beyond the AEPB. In Abuja, Asibe Williams, NTA News.
Let's talk sports now. Manchester City took home advantage to thrash Liverpool 3-0 in the English Premiership played on Sunday. For other sports stories, let's join our sports desk for sports news.
In the wake of grassroots football in Nigeria, the 10th Senate President Godswill Akpabio Under-18 football tournament seeks to engage the youth drawn from across the nation to compete in grassroots football competition, both in female and male categories. Representing the Senate President, Senator Abdul Ningi expresses readiness of the Senate President and the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President to move the grassroots football tournament to the next level.
Thank you very much for having me. Let me express my delight for being here. I'm glad I'm here. I'm also glad I watched this opening ceremony match. I watched the girls and I watched the boys. Your question is, what do you go for here? The only alternative for Nigeria is, of course, the grassroots. The tournament will go on. There are so many matches on behalf of 21 states and 25 teams. For other teams that are female.
And meanwhile, 10 players have reported to the Super Eagles training camp in Rabat, Morocco as preparations intensify for Thursday's 2026 FIFA World Cup playoff semi-final against Gabon. Team captain Trust Ekong, defenders Benjamin Fredericks and Chidozie Awaziem were the early birds at the team hotel on Sunday night. The remaining 15 invited players are expected to arrive today as the three-time African champions gear up for what promises to be a thrilling encounter against the Panthers of Gabon. The match is scheduled to kick off at 5 p.m. Morocco time, same as Nigerian time. With Sports Brief, Moses Kuye, NTA News.
Sports Brief brings us to the end of the 1 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. There will be more news at 7. Do join us 10. I am Abdullah Hajia. Thanks for joining us.